So as a fitness coach, my record month was just over 60K. It was like 61 and a half. Okay. And about 70% of that revenue came from paid advertising. Okay. Right now, even across my fitness coaching clients that I help scale, right now I'm spending roughly around 6 figures a month, just over 6 figures. Sometimes it fluctuates, but roughly that's what I'm spending. Okay. So when it comes to ads, I know a thing or two. I'm not a total beginner. I know a little bit about ads. I'm going to show you how, with my clients and with myself, I was able to get to this point and how I'm able to get roughly a 5 to 10x return on investment. So that means if someone comes in and they're spending $1 on ads, let's just, for the sake of it, $1 on ads, that means for every dollar they spend, they're going to get $5 to $10 back in return. Okay. So ads are one of these things that is one of the most leveraged things you can do within your business. Oh, I want to do organic, or oh, this thing. Yes, these things are good. Organic, I'm not shitting on organic, but ads, when it comes to leverage, have so much leverage in terms of scaling, getting appointments, and allowing you to kind of close these appointments pretty straightforwardly. If you ask anyone that's over 150 or 200K a month, everyone will say, I got to this point because of ads. Okay. So let's jump into, specifically, if you're a fitness coach or a health coach and you're, okay, I want to run ads. How do I run ads? I'm going to walk you through the full SOP that I do with my clients, how everything works. This is going to be a long video. Okay. I'm going to be dropping a lot of personal value of kind of how everything works, how to actually make the ad sets, how to make ads, how to do copy. It's going to be a long video. I'm going to go through everything in this video and how everything kind of works. Okay. So first thing you have to understand is there's a lot of fitness coaches who are running ads. When you run ads, this doesn't mean that you're, a special snowflake. A lot of people think, oh, I'm just going to run ads and I'm just going to make, $1 million a month sort of thing and just go crazy. It doesn't work like that. Okay. Think about it like this. If there's a select prospect pool, okay, and these people, these prospects are fed ads all the time from all of these fitness coaches, okay, by you coming in and just doing the same thing that everyone else is doing and just saying, oh, I'm just going to make ads and I'm just going to say, hey, if you're a busy man and you want to lose weight, like, people are not really going to click because it's the same thing everyone else is doing. Okay, so you have to do something different. And most of the time, the ads that I see, because I get ads, I want to see other people's ads to see what kind of other people are doing. Most ads are just trash. They're garbage. They just don't convert. Okay, so I have a background. So I used to run, and I still partially run, a B2B brick and mortar paid ad service where I just used to work with in-person gyms, pharmaceutical brands. I still have a couple of pharmaceutical companies where I just run ads for. So this is obviously the same strategy that I'm implementing with coaches and how all of this sort of fun stuff works. Okay. So purpose of today's training is to go over the exact strategy we use and how everything works so you can implement this and get some success. Okay. Number one, we're going to talk about preconditions. Okay. So with ads, what you have to realize is ads are foundational. Okay. Ads are not foundational. Ads are a cherry on top of a pre-existing sundae. Okay. You need good foundations in order to run ads. Okay. You can't just go and say, oh, I have no organic presence, or I have no market, or I have no offer. That's proven. Okay. And I'm just going to go and just run ads. And that's pretty much it. You're probably going to set yourself up for failure. So number one, you need a good level of foundation. Okay. What this means is you need to know who you're targeting, who you're calling out, and who you're appealing to. Okay. So think about your market and your offer. Think about it. If a prospect is looking at an ad and they see one ad where it's just like, if you're a busy man looking to lose weight, okay, or hey, if you want to lose some weight, whatever, between person A who's just, let's say person A is a fitness coach, oh, I'm helping people lose weight, versus person B, fitness coach, who's helping busy men implement a sustainable routine for weight loss, X, Y, Z, a little bit more specific. Okay, he's calling on a specific person with a specific need. Okay, less people are going to respond, but the people who do are going to be more receptive. That's what we're trying to do. Okay, we're not trying to put an ad out there so that everyone clicks on it. We're trying to put an ad out there to get a select few people that click on it who have very high interest and very high investment. Okay, so pretty much with these coaches, 100% of the time in this scenario, people will choose option B, prospects choose option B, and I just see this time and time again with my clients and even with myself. So it's these small specifications that induce a huge positive psychological effect on your prospects, and these little things are the foundational differences. Okay. Also, when it comes to preconditions, you are going to need an organic base. Okay. You most likely cannot just go and run ads with zero organic base. I want you to think about this for a second. Let's say you see an ad on Instagram. You go, you click on the ad. Okay, you're like, oh, this ad looks cool. And then you click on their Instagram profile. And on their Instagram profile, let's say they have like 20 followers, no posts, like barely anything. You're going to be like, okay, I'm not going to really care about this ad anymore. I'm going to forget about it. You're going to be kind of thrown off a bit. So you want a base level. I'm not saying you have to have 100,000 followers. I'm not saying you even have to have 1,000 followers. I'm just saying that your profile has to be set up in a proper way, foundationally, so that if someone clicks on your profile, they're not now looking at you as being less. Okay? Because your ad, the goal with the ad is to make you seem like a status figure, someone who people want to work with. Oh, this guy's interesting. This guy's saying something different. This guy's so cool. High status figure. I want to work with this guy. And then you go click on the page, and then your page is saying the same thing or even amplifying it. That's really important. But if your page is bringing you down a little bit, then it becomes difficult. Okay? Cool. So you need to have obviously these small changes, market, offer, having a decent organic base is very important to pretty much have these changes. So like even with, for example, a plane, okay? When a plane leaves, let's say on 2 to 3 inches to the left or 2 to 3 inches to the right, long term, that plane will end up in a completely different location compared to if it was just on track from the beginning and didn't go 2 to 3 inches to the left or to the right. So having these initial conditions are very important so that you're over time, when it compounds, you're in the right place at the right time. Okay, cool. So you have to make sure these factors are dialed in. Okay, cool. So once you have your foundations, once you are like, okay, my page is set up correctly, I have everything in place, my offer, my market, I have a couple videos on market and offer on how you have to set those up specifically. Once you have those in place, you're pretty much ready to start putting your campaign together. Okay? So once you have these factors dialed in, you can go into the ads process. You have to remember this, okay? Organization is speed. The quicker we can get things done, the better. Okay? So with all of our clients, we have something called a launch doc. Okay, what a launch doc is, it's pretty much a simple Google document for us to organize everything. Because with ads, you're putting a bunch of things together. You're putting your offer together. You're putting creatives together. Creatives are like photos and videos, headlines, copy, first line. A lot of other things are kind of going into these specific campaigns that you're launching. Okay? So you want to make sure that everything is prepared and everything's ready to go. Okay, I'm going to open up this document so you can actually see it. Okay, so this is something we just do with our clients just to stay organized. But pretty much you have to think of, okay, where are you sending these people to? Are you sending them to a school? Are you sending them to a free training? What kind of funnel is going on here? Okay, what sort of creatives are we having? What sort of offer? Do we have any unique insights that we are playing into these specific ads as well? Okay, so I'm going to go into this a little bit later, but I just wanted to show you guys how we kind of organize this amongst our clients as well. Cool. So now I'm going to jump into kind of writing effective copy. When it comes to copywriting, this is something that is a very deep rabbit hole. I can tell you how to write copy. I'm going to give you the basic things that you're going to need. But when it comes to copy, you're never going to be 100% amazing at copy. Okay, this is something that you're going to have to kind of just accept. You're going to get good at it if you put the work in. But me just sitting here and talking to you for 10 minutes about copy is probably not going to make you an effective copywriter. Okay, there's people who spend and allocate years of their lives to just being copywriters, who are really good copywriters, who practice all the time, like myself and people on my team. But that's taken 4 years of my time to get to this state. Okay, so I'm going to give you the basic overview of what you're going to need. Okay, so when it comes to writing effective copy, this is where we'll plug in ICP specifics. Okay, so who we're pretty much targeting as well. Okay, so you have to think who you're targeting. If you don't know who you're targeting, then it's going to be really hard to find that sort of people. Think about it like this. Let's say you're, a police officer, but you don't know, and someone's wanted. Okay, like a criminal's wanted, but you have no idea what that person looks like. You have no idea of physical description, where they go, where they live. You're gonna have a hard time finding them. Okay, so same thing with ads. The targeting and who you're actually targeting and getting clear on that is very important. Okay, So to do this, list down your ideal client profiles characteristics. Okay, what are their pains and problems? What are their desires and dreams? Okay, what are their current beliefs? How are they thinking? Are they in a state of apathy? Are they in a state of fear? Are they in a state of, oh, I love my life, but I just want to lose 2 pounds, 5 pounds? Or are they like, I hate my life, I'm on the verge of committing suicide? Like, these are things that you have to realize, especially with fitness. What is their current situation? Okay, are they trying to work out and failing, or have they not given it a shot at all? What is their desired situation? Is their desired situation really losing weight, or is their desired situation something deeper? Something like, I want my family to accept me. Okay, something like, I want to find a girlfriend. Something like, I want to attract a boyfriend, or I want to get married, or I want to go to the beach without feeling judged. I want to take my shirt off around my family without getting weird looks. I want my children to stop looking at me so weird. Okay? These are things that you're going to have to think on a deeper level, not just surface level, on a deeper level. Okay? Because when you say, oh, lose weight, everyone says lose weight. It's effective. Yeah, oh, here's lose weight. Here's a mechanism to lose weight. But if you're calling out the deeper problem to, okay, here's a deeper issue that I know you're dealing with, then people will feel understood a little bit more, and they'll associate that understanding with you. Okay? So using these bits and pieces of information, we're able to craft an angle that has the ability to persuade prospects on a deeper level by using their internal beliefs, their desires, their pains, etc. Okay? So with pains and problems, most people will already understand this about copywriting, but it's essential to have to turn the knife in the deepest pain points your prospects have. You may say, oh, this is bad. Calling out their problems and making them feel bad about their problems is a bad thing. In my opinion, I don't think it's a bad thing. Let's say these people are overweight. Let's say they have 10 years left to live because they're obese. By you calling out that problem and making them feel temporarily bad could lead to them taking action and could lead to them actually seeking help. Okay? So long term, okay, micro, maybe it's not the best. Macro, it's very good. You're helping these people out. Layla Hormozi, Alex Hormozi's girlfriend, or wife now, she said when she was selling fitness, if you make them cry, they buy. People said in the comments of the video she made, they said, oh, that's so bad how you'd make people cry. She said, what the hell do you mean? I'm helping people. Yes, they're crying, but they have a problem, and I'm helping them with this problem. I'm helping them live longer. I'm helping them get healthier. Okay? It's like me being a doctor and saying, hey, you have cancer, and then they cry. Of course they're going to cry. They're a big problem. But then I say, hey, here's a solution. Let's take action. Take the action. Go get the treatment. Try to solve it. Okay? So you have to kind of understand this and turn the knife in sense of that pain in their current situation. Okay, so you have to realize obese people are scared about major health problems. Entrepreneurs maybe are scared of burnout or even making less money. I know a bunch of my clients, they'll help entrepreneurs, for example, make more money by optimizing fitness. Okay, dads are scared of potentially being a bad example for their kids, and the list goes on and on. So whatever the niche and their pains, your job is to find exactly what's driving your prospect to take action, what's making them uncomfortable in their current situation, and leverage it in your copy. And this is something that you're not just going to find. This is not something that you're just going to be like, oh, I just think that people have this problem. This is something that you get by talking to people and really getting them to open up emotionally. You're not just going to figure this out because you're not them. You're not really going to know unless you're someone who's already gone through what they're going through. Like you're a dad. Let's say you're helping dads and you're already a dad and you've already gone through all of that pain. You can just cycle that into your copy. But most of the time, you're not the same person. It's a different process. Cool. So there's many ways of doing this, but the main point is to get them into an emotional state where they're willing to take action to get out of their current situation. All sales is emotional. It's 95% of sales is emotional. All buying decisions are emotional. You're not going to make something seem so logically appealing that people are just going to go and drop $5,000 with you. Okay? Cool. Next is their desires and dreams. So this is just me. This is just specifically on the actual copy side of things. So people want to make decisions based on emotions. Once you get them into this emotional state, now we want to do the same only with their dream situation. So making them feel that they're obviously in a state that they need to change currently, and showing them future casting in their mind where they actually want to get to. So we want to bring them into the moment and feeling of being in their desired situation. Okay. So where is that? Where do they have to go to? What is the dream situation? Like I said before. So these are all emotional levers, and if you leverage them correctly, you'll be able to get people into a state of action where they're simply searching for logical reasoning to validate their actions. People make decisions emotionally, and then they will justify it logically. This happens all the time. People will be like, even think about a diet. If you're a fitness coach and you're watching this and you're dieting, okay, let's say you cheat on your diet. You'll then go back. That was an emotional decision. You'll then go back and be like, oh, I needed that cheat meal, so then I will, gain more energy. You'll make a fucking reason in your mind. Okay? And this happens with almost everything. Let's say you drop a ton of money on like some really dumb designer clothes. You'll then justify it to yourself. You'll be like, oh yeah, well, my status looks, my image. Your brain will always justify the decisions you make emotionally through logic and reasoning. Okay? So the same concept applies when you're actually writing this copy to try to attract your dream clients. So inside the copy template below, to cover a few areas, we're pretty much going into logical reasoning and validating your process as a solution to their problems. Okay, so this is the basic kind of copy template that we do, where obviously in order from 1 to 11, how this kind of works. So you're going to have your claim, your hook, talk about their problems, bring that into desires, tell them who this is and who this isn't for. Okay, be very clear on that. Tell them exactly who you are wanting to help. Okay, give them a core concept, something that's related to the solution. Okay, tell them about other people you've worked with. Maybe if it's yourself that you've gotten success for, maybe it's other people you've helped. Okay, then you're going to give a brief explanation, explain who this works the most for, lay out the benefits, give the offer, and maybe insert some scarcity and urgency for them to take action now and not push this off until January 1st, New Year's. Oh, I'm going to lose weight for the New Year's. Okay, take action now. Okay, so including all the items here isn't necessary. The goal is to find a combination of these elements that works the best, and vary these to see what works. Okay, so when it comes to obviously all of ads and all of copy, I'm just going to remind you of this. When you're writing this sort of copy and when you're writing ads, you're never just going to make an ad and it's going to just go amazing off the jump. You're going to write an ad, you're going to test it, you're going to see what works, you're going to see what doesn't, you're going to do more of what works and you're going to do less of what doesn't, and it's going to be a slow process until you find what works the best for you. Okay? So this is a template that I follow that has worked the best for me. So here's an example of actually one of the best performing ads. This ad has brought in well into, I think, over 500K in sales for one of our clients. Just one form of copy, okay, with a photo, with a simple Instagram ad, Facebook ad with a photo. Okay, I'm going to talk about creatives a little bit later, but just this copy made us over $500,000. Okay, so I'll just kind of walk you through this. Paul Anthony shares a simple process for losing over 20 pounds while you sleep. Bodacious, bold claim. Okay. Hey, it's Paul Anthony here. He's writing it himself. Okay. You want to make sure that you pretending like you're writing a personalized letter to these clients. Just spent a week crafting a free webinar that will take you from out of shape to the best you've ever looked. How? ? By pulling back the curtains on all my secrets, how I transformed social proof, 1,834 other people, how to lose weight while you sleep, and more. Okay. When you say while you sleep, that is a very low pain entry solution. That's very easy. Okay. Sleeping is easy. People love sleeping. Okay. Another thing that works well, and I've tested before, losing over 30 pounds while you eat McDonald's. Stuff like this. People are like, what? Interesting. It's different. Okay. You'll discover how you can transform your life in under 90 days. Low time. Since 2002, I've had one of the best, if not the best, client success track records in the entire industry. I've created 151 Pro Cards professionals and 1,000 weight loss success stories. Okay? This will be the best and most important video you ever watch this year. Your transformation journey is waiting for you. Click the button below to register for free. Low barrier of entry. A little bit of urgency, a little bit of scarcity. We got 2 spots left. I hope to see you inside Paul Anthony. Okay. So this is one of my clients that we wrote for, and this ad did absolutely amazing. And if you just pause the video and read through this a couple times, you can probably formulate a couple ads for yourself around this sort of concept and probably achieve similar results. Okay. So this ad angle generated a consistent flow of very high quality leads at a $7 cost per lead. $7. Okay. So one lead is $7. It's not that bad. Okay. You must also remember to keep things as simple and easy to understand as possible. Okay. You want to pretty much take kind of like what Elon Musk did with the Raptor engines in SpaceX. You want to take all of this meat and cut the fat off of it. You want to try to make this not super long, not super short, but just enough so that it resonates with prospects. Okay. Try to optimize every sentence. If it can be simplified, simplify it. If it can be shortened, shorten it. Okay. Our goal is to make everything as easily understood as possible. This means making multiple versions until you get one where you simply can't make any better. And this is something that you are not going to know personally. That's going to be, you're not going to read a copy and you're not going to be like, oh my God, this copy is amazing. You're not going to know that. The ads are going to tell you. You're going to launch an ad and you're going to say, okay, this ad did shit. Okay, why did it do shit? Let's retry this. Let's try a new hook. Oh, the new hook did amazing. Okay, well, maybe it's the hook. Let's change some of the body. Okay. And you're just going to reverse engineer. Okay. So this is all about copywriting. The thing with copywriting is copy is something that can be transformed into a script as well. Okay. So this script as well, this can be transformed into, like, yes, a text ad where there's a photo and a text on Instagram or Facebook, but it can also be transformed into something where he says it. Hey, it's Paul Anthony. I'm going to share with you how to lose 20 pounds while you sleep. Okay, I just spent a week crafting a free webinar that's going to take you from out of shape to the best you've ever looked. How? I'm pretty much going to pull back the curtains. I'm going to show you everything on how I've transformed over 1,800 people to pretty much lose weight while you sleep and a lot more. Okay, you're going to discover how to transform your life in 90. Like, you can turn this into a Instagram reel video. Okay, so all of this stuff can be repurposed, which is very interesting. Okay, so that's when it comes to actually copywriting. Okay, this is probably the most important thing that one of the most important things when it comes to ads is writing good copy. One good ad can make you $500,000. It's going to take you some testing, but it can make you $500,000. Okay, cool. Now we're going to jump into some other things regarding hooks, regarding headlines, how all of this stuff works. This is just about copy, but what's a hook? What's a headline? How does that stuff kind of work? All right, so now we're going to talk about hooks. We're going to talk about headlines. We're going to talk about how all of this stuff kind of works, okay? So David Ogilvy, who is, I'll just show you guys who David Ogilvy is if you don't know who David Ogilvy is. He is an old copywriter. He was, writing copy around 1940, 1950s-ish. He promoted a lot of very big cigarette brands as well. He owned a very large Ogilvy and Mather, which is pretty much a very big media buying and ad creative ad agency pretty much. And he scaled that to multiple 9 figures, multiple hundreds of millions of dollars. And he's like the father of advertising. Okay. If you want to read a really interesting book, read Ogilvy on advertising. He also has another book that is really good, Confessions of an Advertising Man. This stuff's really interesting. But one of the biggest things that he talks about in this book is your headline, okay, which is the first thing people see. That's the first 80 cents of your marketing dollar. Okay. So you have to think, what are the first things people are going to see? And if you can get a lot of people to be interested in that first thing, then they're going to be more inclined to then read the next thing. Okay. So your hook, your headline, they have only one job: to stop your prospect and to compel them to read the next sentence. Okay. In exactly the same way, your second sentence has only one job: to force them to read the third sentence. And the third sentence has another job, which is to get them to read the fourth sentence. Okay. So everything compounds on each other to then get them to read the entire form of copy without kind of being on autopilot subconsciously. And then they see that offer, and then they're ready to move forward. Okay. So this is pretty much an overall kind of view, for example, using the same prospect above. Why you can't lose weight. So this is more of the hook. This is what people see. Why you can't lose weight during menopause. The headline is right here. Free fit assessment. Okay, we've tested a bunch of different headlines, but this is one that I've seen have worked a lot. If you use the word free, people become more inclined as well to feel less kind of sales resistancy off the jump. Okay, and people love free shit. People just love free shit. Okay, so headlines have a huge importance on your ad. Sam Ovens talks about how they're the first dollar of your CPL. Sam Ovens obviously got that from David Ogilvy. Headlines have a similar job to your hooks to generate enough curiosity in a few short words to get people to move to the next level. Okay. To craft effective headlines, you have to induce curiosity while limiting it to the least amount of words possible. Headlines are short. Okay. They should maybe be 4 words, 5 words maximum. Good headlines are often ones that stick in your prospect's mind. They can't simply stop thinking about how, what that headline meant until they get an offer. Okay. So this is a headline that doesn't really go with this kind of, this is probably a bad example, but gain muscle while sleeping with this, ... Adam reveals his fat loss secrets are free. Lose weight by eating more, ... Okay, so certain things to induce curiosity. With a lot of my clients, when people click on the ads and they fill out the information and give them their phone number and email and stuff, and then the client calls them and says, "Hey, you filled out an ad. Why were you interested?" They'll say, "Oh, I don't know. I saw the ad, and the ad was telling about how I can lose weight with this, kind of process, and I can do it in 90 days with eating the foods that I wanted to." Okay, and then that curiosity will stay in their mind and linger there for a while. Okay, cool. But the truth is, good headlines, hooks, and everything else all come from creativity and originality. There's no cheat code for that. The only thing that I'm going to recommend you is I believe this is in my. Let me just pull it up right now. But this is a 1,000 winning headline swipe that I've compiled with all of the ads that I've ran, as well as other successful campaigns that other people have ran. And pretty much it's a massive swipe file of winning headlines. A lot of them are actually from, for example, the sex industry with like Playboy magazines, a lot of these older magazines, 30, 40-year-old magazines that have these erotic sort of headlines that attracted people and like women. Oh, here, I'm just going to pause and show you. Okay, so this is in my free school community. If you go in my YouTube description, click on the link there, you should be able to get into my school community for free. But this is in my school community. You guys can access this, but this is just a swipe file of all the winning headlines. So if you scroll down here, there's a bunch of these that are very like 160 ways to a man's heart in this fascinating book for cooks. Okay, how to make money with your credit cards, how to burn off body fat hour by hour. So these are all very like great headlines. While you sleep, this is exactly where we got it from. Okay, just compiling. There's 1,000 headlines in here that you can utilize that are all winning. Sexy breast, the daring trick only a Cosmo chick would try. How to make him fall hard. Okay, like a lot of these headlines are from the sex industry, and maybe they're unorthodox, but you can kind of utilize these at your free will and use things that have already been tested to be correct. Because the only way to guarantee future success is to make sure your past success is moving in the direction of your goal. To guarantee future success, guarantee past success. Things in motion tend to stay in motion. So use things that are already proven and copy. Okay, copy. I'm not even lying. Copy. Because I think there's a Leonardo or a Pablo Picasso quote. I'm just gonna pull it up. Okay. Good artists copy, great artists steal. Okay, so I didn't want to paraphrase that hard there, but yeah, you get the idea. Good artists copy, great artists steal. So using things that have already worked is a very proven method to find things that are going to work for you. I've done it time and time again where I'll funnel hack people who are doing really good already in the space or people who already have proven funnels, and I'll just kind of model a lot of what I do off of that. Okay, cool. So now we're going to talk about creatives. Okay, so obviously when it comes to copy and headline, these are what people are going to read. But the creative is what people mostly see when they're scrolling quickly. They're not really going to zoom in and look at the text. They're going to see the photo or the video right there. Okay, so what is the creative? So when it comes to creatives, the most performing type of ads we've tested are candid shots. Okay, Right now, photo ads are performing better than video ads. This is just what I've seen. People are testing the real ads when they're with the talking head with all the jump cuts and the edits and the graphics of, oh, here's how to lose weight. Stop. If you're a busy professional, like those ads I have seen to work less good than photo ads right now. This is in my opinion. Okay, and I've tested multiple hundreds, and I've seen this just happening, where photo ads are crushing. Okay, so these are the types of photo ads that we have found to do the best. These two photos we've tested with ads before with both of our clients, and these two photos have crushed the most. So this, with a basic form of copy that I ran you through up here, is what you're going to need to pretty much put together an effective ad. Okay, so when it comes to obviously ad creatives, how to get inspired, I have a pretty much basic creatives that I put together here just to run you guys through this. Here are pretty much some photos that we put together with some of our clients. Okay, we've also tested note ads in the past, where it's just a screenshot of like a note on your phone, and these have absolutely crushed as well. This attention dads who want to lose 30 pounds free community. This one photo ad, I think, generated just under 6 figures. Like this one ad. Okay, here are some other ads that we've tested. So a lot of really good stuff, but I found photo ads have always done better, or are doing better right now. In 2020, it was kind of a different process, different breakdown, but a little bit different now. So here's kind of the photo ad kind of breakdown of what you're going to need to do for actually making and taking these photos. So when it comes to photo ads, what you're going to need to do is environment specification. So want to make sure you're in a clean background, you're the center of attention. Okay, you're in potentially gym attire, or you're in an environment that induces people to know that you're a fitness person. Okay, so like this photo on the right, they're in the gym. Okay, they're wearing fitness clothes. You can tell, look at his bicep, he's in shape. Okay, good lighting, it's not a bad photo. Photos while working out or in the gym. You want people to see and view you as someone who automatically helps with fitness, because when people are scrolling, they're mindless. Their brain is, oh, I just want dopamine. Dopamine. Okay. And when they see something that catches their attention, they're not consciously looking at that and processing that. They're looking at that, and a totally different portion of their brain is capturing that attention. It's called the reptilian brain, actually. And then after it gets processed by the reptilian brain, it's a pattern interrupt. Then it actually moves to a conscious center of your brain, where your brain actually processes that message. Okay? So you want these creatives to be actually something that induces fitness and induces something along the lines of what your offer is roughly kind of regarding. Okay? So specifications of partner for photo shoot. So I found that photos with your ideal client archetype is very important. So Paul, he mainly helps women between the ages of like 40 and 60-ish, mostly with menopause, to lose weight and tone up while they're kind of dealing with hormonal menopause issues. Okay. And having that ideal client profile who's already in the dream situation that other people may see. Oh my God, she's 40 and she's already in shape. Okay. And then Paul here is status icon. They're happy. They're in a gym environment. All of these details matter. Okay. So for most ad campaigns, it's better to feature people who are in good shape, as it allows the prospect to visualize their dream outcome. So it's putting them in a future state. I've tested people who have been in bad shape. Doesn't work the same. Okay. So it pretty much is showing people the outcome of your service. It's kind of also putting them in a state of like giving them kind of a testimonial, giving them social proof that this person has already achieved success with you as well. So you're kind of killing two birds with one stone. Okay. So here's some specifications. The ceiling and floor should be pointing towards the featured people. Try and use the architecture around you, gym equipment, or even yourselves. Look at the image. Examples below. Everything's kind of facing inwards towards a center point, towards a focal point per se. Okay. Turn the grid on your phone. Follow the instructions below. Align each person's head with the two vertical centers, right here, and the upper horizontal line of the grid. The leg should extend past the lower horizontal line, reaching about half. These are all just kind of details, but you can kind of model it around this. Use the grid, turn that on, and you can kind of test that out. Okay. So what are some other types of creatives that you can do other than photo creatives that I would highly recommend? Note ads, okay? Things like this, note ads where it's just a screenshot of copy, I've seen have done very good. A lot of people are doing hyper edited, oh, stop, don't go anywhere. And then you're putting up just like a note ad with like different, unique insights with great angles, great copy, prospects are like, okay, this is different than most of the ads I've seen. Okay. For video ads, you can basically take the same body copy and turn it into a script. Like I said, we have been testing that out. Video ads, obviously, in my opinion, have a higher cost per result, meaning that you have to put more money in to get more out of them. But sometimes you can get virality with video ads that you can't get with photos. So there's like positives and negatives with both. But yeah, okay. So the only way to find new ad creatives that work is by continually testing and improving. Test things that no one else has, test variations of things that work. Coming up with new ideas that are unseen in the market can be extremely lucrative once you're able to find and scale these rare ads. Okay? So I want you to just visualize this for a second. There's an ad that you haven't created yet that, let's say, you will create in the future. There's an ad out there. There's an angle out there. There's a creative out there. There's a headline out there that once you combine all together will make you $1 million. I want you to believe that. Okay? Now, your only next steps is to go and find those creative combinations, that headline combination, that copy combination, and see and discover that. Like Christopher Columbus trying to discover a route through Asia to North America, to the New World. You're trying to discover this combination. And once you can nail it, you're going to go to the moon. Okay? So this is pretty much one of the most, when it comes to obviously everything with ads, copy, headlining, and creative is pretty much everything when it comes to ads and how all of this sort of stuff works. Okay? Let me just come to the creative image template. You want to just make sure, obviously, when it comes to all of this stuff is in my free school community as well, where you can kind of go through and put this stuff together. But yeah, you just want to make sure it follows these simple rules, and then you're pretty much good to go. Okay? Cool. So next step is pretty much when people click on the ad and they're like, okay, I've read through the copy, I've looked at the creative, I want to take the next step. What is the next step? So what we do with all of our clients is Facebook forms. So Facebook forms with Meta and Facebook, like Facebook and Instagram ads, which is Meta, is the easiest way to get leads. You can bring people to a ClickFunnels page. You can bring people to a separate website with an opt-in. But the cost per lead, the cost per result is so much less when people fill out a form on Facebook. Okay? The reason is because when you click on the ad and then you get brought to another website and it's loading and it's janky and it's not that well integrated on your phone size, and you're like, oh, then you click then the opt-in pops up, right? And then you're like, oh, this is a little bit weird. I don't want to put my information. But when you see it on Facebook, it's already integrated within Facebook. It's already integrated within Instagram. It's clean. It's easy for people to take the next step. So we do Facebook forms, and that's kind of the reason why. So as simple as that. Then based off feedback and data you receive back on the quality of the leads, you can then make adjustments. So with the form, we do a couple questions. Number one is obviously what your fitness goals are. Okay. And then obviously email, phone number, and name, and then allow them to kind of slide and submit that information. Okay. You want to include just a small question so that people are not just like mindlessly going through and putting their name and information in, because you want the lead quality to still be somewhat good. You want there to be, a low barrier of entry, but you still want people to be somewhat invested and be willing to just fill out a couple questions to qualify them a little bit more. Okay. So this qualification is very important. Okay. And then after that, at the end of the form, you can add a section where you can then bring them to an external website. So once you've gotten their information, you then bring them to an external website, which is pretty much the school funnel that I've been running with all of my clients, where we get them to do an ad. So we make our ads for them. These people go to an instant form, the Facebook form, they fill out the form, and then from there, they click to access the free school community and then get nurtured even more. Okay, but we already have, before they go into the school community, we have their name, phone number, and email so that we can put them into our email list. We can call them. We can try to appointment set them. We can try to get them into a call. Okay, so this is the school funnel that I've been running with all my clients, and I still run. I think it's the best funnel out there right now. It totally crushes just because there's so much nurturing with school. Okay, people fill out the ad and then they go and get all this free material. It allows the cost per lead, the quality of lead to increase 100-fold. Okay, cool. So now I'm going to show you how to actually set this up within the ads manager. So this is basic, pretty much putting your form together. And then now how are you going to put this all into the ads manager? Okay. So once you've got your copy, your headlines, your creatives, your form, and everything else ready, now we go into actually setting up the ads manager. So this can be a little bit of a complex process, but I'm going to show you how all of this stuff works. Okay. So the fastest way to set up a new campaign is to create a campaign, create an ad set, make sure your Facebook page is connected. Okay. Select your instant form conversion. Make sure it's an instant form ad. Select your daily budget, select your location. Okay. Configure audience interest with ICP info. So let's say people are moms or they're helping dads. Choose some interests that these people would be potentially interested in. Okay. Maybe dads may be interested in, for example, let's say more dads are interested in, hanging out with their children at the water park. I don't know. I'm just making things up. Okay. These people have other interests other than fitness that you can include and test so that Facebook can push to that audience. Okay. You're going to create your template ad, then you're going to plug in all your factors, your headline, etc. You're going to duplicate and then fill in the template ads with the unique elements. So with Facebook, you can duplicate, and then that duplication will save you a lot of time rather than just going and like pasting new ads in each ad set, and it takes fucking so long. Just go and duplicate, makes a lot easier to do. Okay. So this is pretty much the process that we do. We always will run 5 different ad sets. Okay. So given the budget that we're working with, let's say client wants to spend $100 or $200 a day, we'll just spread that budget evenly across 5 different ad sets. Okay. Each of the ad sets are going to have different interests. Okay. So let's say this ad set is dads, and the audience interests, let's say, are, burgers and going out to drink. Okay. Ad set number 2 will be fitness and CrossFit. Ad set number 3 will be, let's say, online shopping, just certain things that you can test to see which one works better and then put more money into that. Okay. The golden rule with minimum with ad spend is $2 per day per each ad. So 5 ads equal $10 ad spend. Okay. So when it comes to ads, there becomes a point where if you spend too much money, your cost per lead goes up, meaning it takes more money to get the same result. But if you don't spend enough, then you're not giving Facebook enough juice to run the engine. So you want to find a nice balance, okay? And that's based on how many ads you're running. So if you're running, let's say, 100 different ads with 5 different ad sets, and you're spending $10 a day, Facebook's not going to have enough volume to do that. So just calculate this, $2 per day per each ad, okay? So you want to kind of do this, $10 ad spend if you're running 5 ads in one ad set, and just multiply this. That's the absolute minimum that you can spend, okay? And then obviously when it comes to ad sets, so if you don't know what these specific things are, I'll just open up my Facebook ads manager and show you. Okay, so this is pretty much in the ads manager. So you have campaigns, you have ad sets, you have ads. The ad sets are what the actual ads sit inside of. Okay, so if I come here and click this, as you can see, there's 5 ads within this ad set. And there's certain ads that are performing better than the ones that haven't. So we just turn those ones off. Okay, so pretty straightforward, but with each different ad set, you have an option to pretty much select a few different audiences. You can even choose household income. So people, let's say, have a higher, let's say they're making more money. You want to maybe target those people rather than people who are broke. Okay, so pretty interesting things that you can kind of test out as well. What I've also found with ad sets is with location targeting, you want to pretty much try to target people who are in a local market. Okay, so this is just a personal thing that I've figured out. When you go and launch an ad, and let's say you're choosing the USA as your market, there are so many other people. There's thousands of other coaches who are targeting those same people, and there's a lot of competition. But when you change your location to, let's say one city where it's like Miami or Toronto or New York or something like that, where it's one city, you have less competition and it's easier to get more people, and the lead quality shoots up a ton. Okay. So when you're actually doing this, please just go with local market. Global market you can do if you have a massive ads or a massive ad budget. You're like, okay, I want to spend $1,000 a day. That's totally fine. But if you're maybe spending $100 a day, or let's say even $50 a day, then you can go local market. Okay, cool. All right, my camera's back on. So then you simply want to go through a quick launch confirmation checklist to make sure everything is in order before launching. Okay, so in your ad set, you have your Facebook page linked, your Instagram page linked. So the actual page that people see where you're that's actually running the ads from. Your budget, your location, what language you're running this in. Are you running this in English? Are you in another market? Okay. Where you're actually targeting. So with location, you want to make sure that you're roughly around on a 7-mile radius around your city. Try to choose the most populous, condensed areas with the most amount of people. Okay. Audience interest, age, gender, placements. Okay. Are you doing only, for example, in the actual placements of the sections? Some placements are only, let's say, Instagram placements. Some are Instagram stories. Some, let's say, are Facebook only. These are things that you kind of have to take in mind. Facebook does this automatically for you. Okay, so it makes it pretty easy, but these are certain things that you're going to have to realize, because if you're running, let's say, a story ad and your photo is small, it's going to look pretty bad. Okay, cool. So let me turn my camera back on. Okay. And then with the ad, your headlines, your creatives, is your IG account linked, your call to action, what's your offer, and then your form. You have to make sure your CTA is there with your, let's say you're bringing people to school. Let's say you're bringing people somewhere else. I would recommend bringing people to school to nurture them even more. Their questions, all that sort of stuff in your form. So these are just the basic things that you're going to need. Okay. Make sure everything is correctly set and then hit publish. What I'll tell you this, just an overview of how to actually run these ads, is when you're actually putting all these ads together, the reason why we're running 5 different ad sets with 5 ads in each ad set is we want to see which ones perform better over time. Okay. We want a big pool of ads at the start. So then the more we can test from the start, the more of a shot we'll see of which ad or which ad set is performing better. And then from there, because we have such a big pool of ads, then we can easily make a shift and see, okay, this one's doing better, this one's not doing better, and then shift. If we launch one ad with one ad set, you can't compare that to other ads or other ad sets. So this is why we have to do a big pool from the jump to then see kind of what's going on from there, okay? So using this process is the fastest way to set up the new campaign. You want to try to get this done once you write your copy, once you have everything in place, it should take you no longer than 30 minutes to launch. Or we can launch it for you in 5 minutes. By duplicating ad sets, takes you a lot quicker. Everything takes 10 times longer when you do it the old way, due to the Meta platform simply being slow. There's obviously glitches, all that fun stuff. Okay, cool. So now, after you've launched your ad, and obviously after you've launched your campaign with your 5 ads, etc., your campaign enters what's called a grace period. Okay, during a period of 4 days, you cannot touch it at all. You don't touch your ads. Once you launch them for 4 days, you can't touch it at all. Not at all. No changes, nothing. The reason is ads will often be based off of initial interest. So I'm just going to open up another doc here. So let's say you're launching a bunch of ads, okay? So let's say these are all ads. Just for the sake of it, I'm just going to put 5, okay? And let's say initially you launch the ad, and let's say 20 minutes into you launching the ad, one sort of client profile, let's say randomly, let's say these people are grandmothers in their 70s who you're not targeting. These people, even though they interact with your ad, or let's say 1 or 2 people from the jump interact with your ad, Facebook will see, oh my God, this sort of person interacted with the ad. Therefore, we're going to promote this to all of the ads, and it kind of destroys you. So off the jump, maybe you'll get bad leads in the first couple of days. Maybe your results will be bad in the first couple of days. You have to leave it so that the initial conditions fully set. And then Facebook sees, okay, let's test other people. Let's give it time to fully run, and let's allow the dust sort of to settle. Okay. So you can't touch it at all. So for 4 days, leave it. It's called the grace period. So during this 4-day period, our only goal is to collect low entry data to figure out which ads are losing ads. Okay. Which ads are outside of our KPI, outside of our key performance indicators, or winning ads are pretty much ads that are within KPIs. Okay. After this 4 days, you can then pretty much make a call and say, okay, which ads are performing better, which ones aren't, and then make the shift from there. Okay. Once you find the best performing ads, you can then funnel the entire ad budget. Okay. Ad budget into this one ad. Okay. If you believe you found a winning ad and want to scale, there are a few ways to pretty much scale these ads. So now you've launched the ads, you've waited 4 days, you kind of see what's working, you see what's not working. Now this pretty much goes into how do you make these ads more effective? This is very important. Okay. So method one. So you're pretty much going to duplicate the ad set at max optimal budgets. So we identify the winning ad sets. Okay. We duplicate the ad set and set the budget at 5 to 15 times the cost per lead. So let's say the cost per lead is like $10. Every $10 we spend, we get one person's information. Okay. We're going to duplicate the ad set and set the budget at 5 to 15 times. This is going to give Facebook a lot of leeway to work with this and push and find more people. Okay. Why do we do it? Changing budgets on existing ad sets is a bad idea as it throws the algorithm out of balance. So you want to pretty much keep the ad set budget the same. If you want to change the budget, you're just going to duplicate an ad set, duplicate the ad set that's performing, and put more budget into that one. Okay. Instead, we duplicate ad sets to create new ones and increase the budget on those new ad sets. The optimal budget for an ad set isn't determined based on a one-fits-all size, a cookie cutter number figure. It's a multiple of the KPI. Okay, so for example, if your CPL is $10, then 5 to 15 times your CPL, $10, is 50 to 150 is an optimal budget for that new ad set that's winning. Okay. Why 5 to 15 times CPL? Okay, like I said before, there's kind of a range of budgets. Okay. Ad sets perform well at a small scale and start underperforming at a larger scale. The question is, what's the optimal scale point for an ad set before it starts facing entropy, which is too much chaos? Okay. The answer is 5 to 15 times CPL. Okay. Ad sets experience entropy at budgets 2, roughly less than 2, and greater than 20. Okay. So optimal efficiency exists at 10 to 15 times CPL, kind of within that range. If you're spending less, there's no point in running ads. Just go organic, do cold DMs, whatever. But if you have that budget roughly in the middle, then you're going to be in a good state. Okay. So under that 2-time KPI minimum. So if you're under that CPL, let's say your CPL is $30, it's the same thing that's going to apply. Okay. So Meta doesn't have enough data to work with and at all. And over 20x KPI is where Meta starts caring less about the KPIs and it just wants to spend the budget. Okay. Because Meta wants your money at the end of the day. Okay. And they're just going to spend it and just push it aimlessly, which we don't want them to do. Okay. So there's this balance that you want to work with. To less, your Meta is not really going to care. It's going to be less. Think about it like this. If you're spending, if it costs you $10 to get one lead and you're spending $6 a day, Meta's going to reach that $6 limit. And then they're going to be like, oh, now I got to wait for tomorrow. And it's not going to optimize anything. It's just going to turn off and wait for tomorrow. It's like revving your engine with the emergency brake on. Okay. So our goal is to get as close to the knife's edge of the best performance possible, which is dangerous. But if you stay in the safe zone, you won't get the best results. Basic, like with ads, you're never going to feel 100%. When Meta is able to get 5 to 15 times conversion a day, it's able to get enough data to get excited and keep reaching other similar users based on the data set it's given, and it's able to ramp up and scale much faster. Okay. So this is where we test our ad sets initially, minimum possible budget to push as many ad sets, as many ads out as possible to see what's working. It's just it's like a test. You're putting a net out into the river and you're seeing where the fish are. And then from there, okay, there's a lot of fish here. We're going to allocate more budget to this and we're going to drill down with a higher budget on that one sort of person without spending and just putting the budget up by duplicating and putting more into that new ad set. Okay. Simply find your best performing ad set within most of the KPI and duplicate it. Keep everything the same, but change the budget to 5 to 15 times CPL. So this is for ad set. Okay. Method 2 is creating new audience interests. Okay. So we're searching for similar audience interests that have affinity to this Babel audience. So Babel audience is like Tower of Babel. It's the audience that performed the best. So let's say you launch ads to, let's say, dads who want to lose weight and these dads, you launch the ad set, the interest are, let's say, dads who spend money on their wives. I don't know. Okay. They have interest in online shopping. You're now going to make a very close variation to this ad interest, and you're going to test out this new interest. Okay. So you're pretty much just going to make a very small tweak, not a total 180, maybe a 5% tweak, 5-degree change. Okay. And you're going to see how that kind of changes if the results are the same, if the results are worse, if they're better. Okay. And I've found that if you do this and you slowly tweak and you slowly tweak, you'll slowly maybe get better or farther away. And then you'll be able to make a better judgment call of how much closer you're able to be to achieving perfect ads. Okay. You can also test past proven winning audiences. And we're going to test them to find more winning audiences and expand the audience size of our campaign so that we can also increase the threshold spend. If there's less people in your audience, there's less budget you could spend. Okay. So why do we do it? In order to spend more, we need to increase the size of our audience because we can't exceed $10 spend with 10,000 people in a cold traffic campaign to not run into overlap and entropy. Okay. Our audience size dictates our threshold spend limit. If you're launching in and you can see this in the ads manager. If you go to the ads manager and you click your audience, if your audience says less than 10,000 people, it's not enough because people are going to start to see the ad multiple times and they're just going to get sick of the ad and it's going to just ram itself into a wall. Okay. So increasing the size of your audience will not scale your campaign alone, but it gives you the ability to reach outside of your audience and find new people in different sections that may have interest, and then you can include them into your ad messaging. Okay. So how we do it, we test similar audience settings to previous proven winning audiences and find potential winning variations. It's just changing. It's the same concept. You're finding and getting closer to what works and what doesn't. Method number 3 is creating lookalike audiences. So once we have enough conversions, so let's say after you've launched your ads for a while, these ads have been running for, let's say, 3 months minimum, and you have data, people have already clicked on your ad, it's already been successful. You can then create lookalike audiences, which target the people who are most like the people who converted. So let's say most people have converted. I'm going to come here to try to visualize this for you. Most people who have clicked on your ads are like this girl named Amy. Okay. This is Amy. Okay. They're most likely, they're let's say they're moms, they have children, whatever. Okay. And they're most like this people. When you're creating a lookalike audience, you're taking this audience that mostly resembles Amy into Facebook, and you're saying, hey, Facebook, I want more people that have already converted, and Facebook's going to go find these people for you. One of the easiest ways to get more sales is to find people that have already, or people who are like people who already clicked on your ads. Okay? So, for example, let's think about this for a second. Let's say most people who are 20 years old, who like to drink Monster Energy, are really into dirt biking. Okay, just as an example. Okay, these people are into dirt biking. If you go find another 20-year-old who's into Monster, there's a higher chance that person's going to be into dirt biking than some random person who's 20. Okay, so this is just an example of how you can create lookalike audiences and get Facebook to then go find these people as well. Okay. Method number 4 is creating new ad variations. So we create variations of our proven ads. So let's say an ad angle or a hook or a creative or a form of copy did better. We can run in multiple versions and variations of them to the same audience without experiencing entropy and overlap. Ideally, we want multiple versions of an ad angle running at 5 to 15 times CPL, like I said, okay, cost per lead. Once we find a proven audience angle combination, we want to duplicate it and set budget at 5 to 15 times KPI to take it to its limit. We then want to duplicate and create multiple variations of a proven ad and test changing small things like headline, image, the button, like the button means like, if the button means learn more, if it says sign up, what's the CTA directly, okay? Pretty much just playing with the ad angle. So if an ad did good and the ad had a certain creative that, is you with a certain client, then you're just going to go and maybe take another photo of you with that same client in another setting. And you're going to test that out. And you're just going to vary certain things of the ad. And there's not like a specific protocol. You're just doing more of what works and doing less of what doesn't. Okay? And you can keep creating variants and taking them to 5 to 15 times CPL, like what I did before. Duplicate, put more budget behind, ram it to the moon, put more budget in there, and then just keep doing this over and over again until the ad dies. Go back, test again, scale it up. Okay? Cool. And then method number 5 is creating new ad angles. So this is when we just experiment for new ad angles in our sandbox campaign. When we find winners, we scale into production campaign. So you're just finding new angles, new things that you can test. Okay? Why do we do it? Just because we have angles that work doesn't mean we can't make ones that work better. This is one of the biggest things that people do when it comes to ads is they think their ads are already amazing. Oh, I'm already at a $10 CPL. Why can't my ads can't get better than this? I'm just going to keep it the same as they are right now. You can always improve. Okay? So you want to always be trying to improve your ad angles and everything within your ads. So 9 out of 10 quality score. If you scale something shit, you'll get more shit. You can't scale something that doesn't work. And you can't scale something that's average either. You need a 6+ quality score to do anything, and you really need a 9 out of 10 quality score to scale. If you don't have a 9 out of 10 quality score on cold traffic, keep sandboxing new angles until you get it. So if you come into the ads manager, you are able to actually see, for example, in delivery and in results, if you come, I will show you this right now. Okay, so if you come to your actual campaigns, you come to reports, there are certain things that you can test out to actually see the ranking of scores and see kind of how everything kind of tests out in here as well. But all in all, what you're going to want to just check out is kind of what ads, like you can look at the actual quality rankings, but you're going to be able to see the quality rankings just based off of your cost per result. Okay. If your cost per result is lower, that means your ad is doing better. And that's based off of cost per result is obviously how many people are viewing, how many people are actually stopping to see the ad, and then what people are taking action on that ad. Okay, and what kind of results you're getting. So 63 results from 15,000 views, okay, and what kind of frequency, which is the frequency of people seeing the ad and then clicking on the ad, okay? So that's pretty much, I know this may sound a little bit complex, but this is, ads do take a lot of work. There's a lot of things that go into them, okay? And you can't just go and just put up an ad and just expect to make a ton of money because there's always tweaks that you're gonna have to make in the future and in the past as well. Okay, so that's creating new ad angles. Past that, the only other ways to scale, there's a few others. Next will be targeting additional countries. So this is only if you've, let's say, hypothetically pushed your budget to the max, and let's say you've maxed out a specific region. Let's say you're running in like Toronto, for example, and you have been running in Toronto for several years. You can then test another city outside of Toronto, let's say like New York, okay? And slowly start to build up in that demographic in that city, okay? It's kind of like decentralizing your specific ads. It's like Bitcoin is decentralized, you're decentralizing your ads, okay? Next is scaling retargeting campaigns. So another way of increasing your audience size is by utilizing retargeting. So obviously once you do a retargeting, you're gonna then have to scale that retargeting because same thing happens, you're gonna see what works, see what doesn't, keep going more towards what works. Always remember, never create something new until you've taken the existing to the limit. 100%. I see people make too many shifts too quickly. Always want to take things to the limit. And then last method, I believe, yes, last method is having a level of decentralization. So the biggest enemy of scaling is entropy, which is disorder. We want to structure our ad accounts, campaigns, and ad sets and ads in such a way that load balances it evenly. So this allows us to scale our spend. So we want everything to be balanced. This allows us to scale our spend by adding additional clusters rather than increasing the existing one, which creates disorder. So instead of allocating all of your funds into one specific thing, you want to evenly distribute them across several different ad sets, like I said before, with duplication, okay? We want to make sure, so entropy, we architect our ad accounts so that our spend is evenly distributed with our ad angle variations and we can scale them, yeah. Entropy exists everywhere. We see it appear at the campaign level at around $1,000 a day. Once you reach this level, it becomes a little bit of a different game compared to when you're spending a couple $100 a day. It's not that different, it becomes a totally different game. And then at the ad account level at $5,000 a day is when it becomes very different. Okay, I've had a couple clients who spent around that, and it's a totally different game. Things are moving very quick. You have to move extremely fast. Okay. Ad accounts cap at $5,000 a day, campaigns cap at $1,000 a day, ad sets cap at 5 to 15 times CPL per day, and audience limits cap at 10 to 10,000 people. Okay, $10 per 10,000 people. So nothing less than that. Okay, the minimum. So you want to obviously think and just see that your audience size, like this is probably going to be too complex. It's maybe a little bit too complex if you're just a fitness coach, but you just want to see, okay, is my audience size large enough? It's probably not going to say 10,000 people, most likely, unless you put a ton of filters on it. But if it's less than that, try to just get it up a little bit by adding certain things or taking away certain things so that it's increased than 10,000, because from an ads level, that's not a lot of people at all. Okay. So this is the structure of our machine, and once you get over the $5,000 a day ad account limit, simply create a new ad account for retargeting or any other objective that you want to scale up as well. So everything kind of ad set, campaign, ad account, make a new ad account, make a new ad account, make a new ad account. Then you have several different ad accounts all pushing to the same funnel with several $1,000s a day. You see where the leverage kicks in. So these are the methods of scaling successful ads, and the main point of every single one of these strategies is super simple. So remember this. Find a winning audience angle combination, audience angle image combination, and you're going to find these through testing. Okay, there's no other way to find these. Number two, you're going to create variations to find potential winning ads. So variations. Remember at the start, you're testing a lot to see what works with a low budget, with low investment, and then you're saying, okay, this works the best, put more money into it. Number three, scale by showing to larger and larger audience. Scale up these audience sizes through the strategy above. So once you get 10,000 people to see your thing, let's get that to 100,000. Same with your organic. You want 10,000 followers. Okay, let's bring you to 100,000 followers. We want more eyeballs. The more eyeballs we get directly means, okay, the more eyeballs on an offer directly means that there's going to be more people who are going to potentially click on that ad and convert. It's like an A leads to B equation. So you want to try to pull all of these levers, okay? And once you've seen some success, you should automatically be thinking, okay, how can I get this in front of more people? How can I spend more money, get more of my chips into the pot, spend more money, okay? And put this in front of more eyeballs that are my target so that I have a higher percentage chance of converting more people and making more money. Okay, so this is the summary of the process that I just walked you through. It's a big process. It's a process that obviously we do with our clients, and we kind of just handle it all for you. And remember with ads, the ad matters, but also what happens even more is what happens after the ad. Okay, where are we bringing people to? Are we bringing people to school? Because we don't want people who are not educated. We don't want to have conversations with people who are just like, oh yeah, I just saw your ad and I don't really care that much. We want people who have a genuine burning desire to work with you. We want people who genuinely see the ad, go through educational material, know who you are, know what your company's about, know what you do, and then is like, I really want to work with you. And that's when the true leverage comes in after the ad as well. Okay? So this is something that obviously with school that we've been implementing with our clients to get them to this point, and all of this sort of fun stuff. So this is something that is all shared within my free school community. Like I said, go to my free school, go through this stuff. Me and Kale have a presentation where we go through each of these factors on a little bit more of a specific detail. Kale is my head media buyer. He manages all the spend alongside me. And we kind of do that for all of our pharmaceutical gyms, fitness coaches, etc. So if you got value from this, I appreciate it. If you're a fitness coach and you have seen some success, or maybe you haven't seen some success and you're wanting to run ads, just go join the school. It's free. I kick out people who are like not active, for example. So just go in there, be active. I'll probably shoot you a message. I do group calls every week. So you can come on, ask me questions about this, and I hope you have gotten some value from this 1 hour and 9-minute presentation. Thank you.